The phone vibrated on the nightstand, its buzz slicing through the stillness of the apartment like a blade. I froze, my hand hovering over the half-wrapped bouquet of roses, their petals bruised from my clumsy grip. The screen lit up with her name, Lila, and the preview of her text, going to dinner with the girls instead. The words trailed off, cut by the lock screen, but they landed like a punch to my gut. Valentine's Day. Our third. She was supposed to be here, curled up on the couch, her laughter filling the room as we burned through another bottle of cheap wine. Instead, the apartment felt hollow, the silence heavy with something I couldn't name. I unlocked the phone, my thumb trembling. Going to dinner with the girls instead. We'll celebrate tomorrow, okay? Love you. The words were casual, typed with the same breezy tone she used to order coffee or tease me about my terrible cooking. But something about them gnawed at me. The instead. The vague promise of tomorrow. I set the phone down, the roses forgotten, and stared at the flickering candle on the coffee table. Its flame danced, casting shadows that twisted like doubts across the walls. Lila had been distant lately. Not in a way I could pin down, just small things, like the way she'd linger on her phone. Her thumb scrolling through messages she didn't share. Or how she'd started taking calls in the other room. Her voice low, the words muffled behind closed doors. I'd chalked it up to stress. Her job at the gallery was demanding, her boss a tyrant who thrived on late-night emails. But now, standing in the dim light of our shared space, the air thick with the scent of wax and regret, I wondered if I'd been lying to myself. I tried to shake it off. Lila loved me. She'd said it last week, her arms wrapped around my neck, her breath warm against my ear. But the memory felt fragile now, like a photograph fading at the edges. I grabbed my coat and keys, the need to move overwhelming. If she was out with the girls, fine. I'd surprise her. Show up at the restaurant, play the doting boyfriend. Maybe it'd spark something. Remind her of who we were before the late nights and half-answered texts. The city streets were alive with couples, their hands intertwined, their laughter a cruel contrast to the knot in my chest. I walked to the Blue Olive, the trendy bistro where Lila and her friends always went for their girls' nights. The place was packed, the windows fogged with condensation, the hum of conversation spilling onto the sidewalk. I scanned the crowd through the glass, searching for her auburn hair, her infectious smile. Nothing. Just strangers, clinking glasses and sharing desserts. I pulled out my phone and texted her. Hey, where you at? Thought I'd swing by and say hi. My finger hovered over the send button, a flicker of hesitation stopping me. What if she didn't want me there? What if this was her way of pulling away? I hit send anyway, my heart thudding as the message delivered. No response. The 3 dots of her typing never appeared. Inside, the hostess greeted me with a practiced smile. Table for one? She asked, her eyes flicking over my disheveled jacket. No, I'm looking for someone. Lila Harper. She's here with friends. The hostess frowned, checking her tablet. No reservation under that name. Are you sure she's here? My stomach twisted. Yeah, she said she was. Maybe under someone else's name? Can I take a look around? She nodded, gesturing toward the dining area. I weaved through the tables, the clatter of silverware and laughter grating against my nerves. No Lila. No familiar faces. Just a sea of strangers, their joy mocking my growing unease. I stepped outside, the cold air biting at my face, and called her. Straight to voicemail. Her chipper greeting, "Hey, it's Lila, leave a message," felt like a taunt. I walked back to the apartment, my mind racing. Maybe she'd gone to another restaurant. Maybe her phone died. Maybe she was fine, and I was spiraling over nothing. But the doubts kept coming, each one sharper than the last. The late nights at the gallery. The way she'd flinch when I touched her phone. The perfume on her scarf last week. Something musky, unfamiliar, not hers. Back home. The roses sat wilted on the counter, their scent cloying now. I poured a glass of whiskey, the burn grounding me as I paced the living room. Her laptop was on the couch, its screen dark but tempting. I'd never snooped before. Never had a reason to. But tonight, the weight of her absence pressed against me, urging me to cross a line I couldn't uncross. I opened the laptop. Her password was still the same. Our anniversary, a detail that stung now. Her email was open, a a string of messages from someone named Evan. My chest tightened. Evan. Her coworker, the charming curator with the easy smile and too familiar handshake. The emails were short, casual at first, discussing exhibitions, schedules. But as I scrolled, they grew personal. Can't stop thinking about last night. You looked incredible. When can we do it again? My vision blurred, the words swimming on the screen. I clicked on a photo attachment, my hands shaking. It was Lila, laughing in a dimly lit bar, Evan's arm around her waist. Her eyes sparkled in a way they hadn't for me in months. I slammed the laptop shut, my breath ragged, the whiskey glass slipping from my hand and shattering on the floor. The front door clicked open. Lila's voice called out, soft and hesitant. Babe, you home? I stood frozen, the shards of glass glinting at my feet. She stepped into the room, her coat dusted with snow, her cheeks flushed. What's wrong? She asked, her eyes darting to the mess on the floor, then to my face. Where were you? My voice was low, barely controlled. She frowned, setting her purse down. I told you, dinner with the girls. Which restaurant? The Blue Olive, she said too quickly. Why? They didn't have your reservation. I checked. Her face faltered, just for a second, but it was enough. Must have been a mix-up, she said, her voice thinner now. We went somewhere else after. With Evan. The name dropped like a stone between us. Her eyes widened, her lips parting as if to speak, but no words came. The silence was deafening, confirming everything I'd feared. I stepped closer, my voice shaking. I saw the emails, Lila. The picture. How long? She looked away, her hands twisting together. It's not what you think, she whispered, but the guilt in her voice betrayed her. Don't lie to me. The words erupted, raw and jagged. Just tell me the truth. Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't look away this time. It was a mistake, she said, her voice breaking. It started as nothing, just talking, flirting. I didn't mean for it to go further. I love you, I swear. Then why? My voice cracked, the anger giving way to a hollow ache. Why wasn't I enough? She sank onto the couch, her hands covering her face. I don't know, she sobbed. I was lonely. You were always working, and Evan, he was there. It wasn't about love. It was a mistake. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to make her feel the pain tearing through me. But all I could do was stand there, the weight of her betrayal crushing me. The roses, the candle, the plans for tonight. It all felt like a cruel joke. I'm sorry, she whispered, reaching for my hand. I pulled away, the touch burning. I need time, I said, my voice barely audible. I grabbed my coat and walked out, the door slamming behind me. The city swallowed me whole, its lights blurring through my tears. In my pocket, my phone buzzed, another text from her. I didn't read it. Not yet. Because the worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was knowing I still loved her, and I didn't know if I could stop.